of our careers, everybody. We're going forward, not backwards. Twirling, twirling. Why?
Ever so closely to the fire of the sun.
To the sun, your wings will burn, Icarus. All right, we're recording. Are we though? No, we're not. Now we are. Now we are. We are now. All right, here comes. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
They carry on like that in public. What do you suppose they do when they're alone?
MacGyver, MacGyver, MacGyver.
The morning stream. You're not immortal. I know your secrets, Phantom.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to TMS. It is the morning stream for December 4th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson. He is Brian Ibbett. Hello.
I am. I just looked and checked, and I totally am.
That's good. You should check it once in a while. See if you find any lumps.
Exactly. Squeeze in all the right places to make sure that stuff is still functioning, working, and does not contain a grape.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. I like everything you're saying. Here's the deal.
It feels like the show's already gotten dark just in the first 30 seconds.
It didn't take long today. Sometimes we go dark right away, and today we went dark right away. Anyway, we're happy to be here. It's nice to see everybody. Got a nice, vibrant chat room with us. I was discussing, actually, you as a connoisseur of music of all sorts, I wonder if maybe you should chime in on this thing I said earlier. So I told the chat room this, and I'm convinced of this, that electronica / techno, as we know it, peaked in the 90s. I think it was at its best. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that we've gotten any better since then. And I know it's not like your normal rotation, but you like an occasional, driving beat.
But yeah, I mean, you look at stuff like the Chemical Brothers and Crystal Method and Dirty Vegas and all that stuff. I'd say even like 90s, a little bit into the 2000s. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what everything always does, right? I mean, you get your grunge peak in the 90s,
right?
But there's still good grunge, like Eddie Vedder's still putting out great music, and Nirvana. Oh no, not Nirvana. Stone Temple. No. Alice in Chains.
Alice. Wait a minute. How about who are the ones that did? Oh no, you already said Stone Temple Pilots. Too many lead singers killed themselves, everybody, is what we're getting at. That's the message.
That's right. So, I mean, basically, you get a big peak, but then you get like this steady wave afterwards of there's still enough great stuff for the people who latch on and love that stuff to still have something good to listen to.
Yeah.
And it's not like a peak and disappear. It's like a peak and taper or plateau.
Well, for me, the house stuff that came after the dubstep that was thankfully sort of a brief thing, but still happened.
Sure. Oh, come on! Your Nana Cherry. Is that dubstep? I mean, I consider
dubstep's that whole. Oh, what's the best
kind of
example?
the reggae dub crossover stuff, right?
Oh no, the stuff I'm thinking of is
I'm
definitely not that.
I'm thinking of something different from dubstep.
Yeah, dubstep is like a horrible thing that should have never happened, and I hate it, and it makes me mad. Okay, here's a dubstep song, or I'll just play a tiny taste of this, see if YouTube hates me for it.
All right.
Okay, this is some sort of introduction. I'm going to skip ahead some. Okay, this is fine.
Sure.
And this is fine. This isn't a problem. It's when they get the... Yeah, the... I hate it.
Right,
I hate that.
Right.
But...
I guess I'm thinking dub and not dubstep, because dub
right.
is very different. Dub is your reggae influenced reggae dance music.
Yeah, and what I might actually be saying is that the Crystal Method is one of the greatest bands of all time. I might be saying that because I love
absolutely them. In their field.
Yeah,
in their
field,
without a
sure.
doubt, in their genre, no doubt.
Yeah,
Daft Punk.
Love Daft Punk. Nothing wrong with them.
Chemical Brothers.
Yeah, Orbital's good. I like
Orbital. Yeah, right.
I used to like Future Sound of London. Who else? Oh, Left Field was really great. A lot of people don't know who they are though, but I love those guys. They used to use that dude. Who's that? Yabba dabba 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 da rapper guy that's like from Jamaica. Shaggy. They used to use Shaggy a lot.
I think I deserve a little bit of applause for turning that into Shaggy.
Yeah, well done. Oh yeah, Prodigy. I love I love Prodigy. The Prodigy. Yeah. They're amazing. Oh my gosh. But another lead singer out, and now not singer, but whatever he did.
Dancer turned frontman.
Frontman. There you go.
Frontman.
Yeah. Because you don't have to be a singer to be a frontman. And he would still he would sort of sing, but he also sort of yelled and rapped. He was sort of fire starter. He was basically like the Sid Vicious of that group. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, where Lydon was the vocalist, or Johnny Rotten was the vocalist of the Sex Pistols, but Sid Vicious was as much a frontman or as much a presence in that band as Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, and that's how I always saw Keith Flint, who should not have died. What is the deal with all my 90s bands and singers and people dying?
No kidding.
Stop doing that.
Rick Astley is never going to give it up.
No, he'll never give it up. He'll never let us down.
That's right.
Yeah, he'll never run around and hurt
He's
us.
never going to give you up as long as the you in this case is the ghost.
Well, and he's more of our 80s guy anyway. The 80s guy's all still living.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody in the 80s just continues to live on.
Oh, I see.
But 90s folks.
That's a good point. Sting will
decided it was better to burn out than to fade away.
Sting will be 105. But
right.
by then,
speaking of Shaggy, Sting and Shaggy continuing to work together. Like there is some weird. It's like the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart combination, where two people that you never would expect to go together have not only like tried to do something together, but are like continuing to do something together.
So what is it like when I've never heard them do anything together? Is it like with fields of green and gold, and then he goes,
"Under the fields of gold,
the field."
I am an Englishman in New York.
You don't have to turn. You don't have to turn off the red light. Roxanne.
Who turned off the red light? It wasn't me. Who turned off the red light? It wasn't me.
That's like the weird news I heard yesterday that I guess David Duchovny and Marilyn Manson made an album. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's a real
Really?
thing. Yeah. They met on the set of something, and then got to be tight friends real fast, and then turned right around and made a record together. And he sings on it too. Duchovny does. What is that called?
Yeah, no, these two have done, so Sting and Shaggy have done one full album together called 44876, and I don't know what that means. And then they did I think either a Christmas EP or...
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm looking at the... Look at them on motorcycles.
Right.
Yeah. Look at that. That's great. Here's a sample. This is a sample. See, that part's just, Sting getting into it. But then later,
right, exactly.
Anyway.
I mean, you look at Sting's albums since the end of the Police, and he's had a lot of kind of an African world beat influence to his stuff. That whole Dream of the Blue Turtles album is all, it's got world beat all over the place.
Well, that song, The Fields of Gold, is totally that. That whole album felt like it was inspired by that stuff. It felt like where like Paul Simon did that once.
Yes, right. With
maybe twice. Yeah.
Lady Smith Black Mambazo.
But Sting said, "I'm going to try that too."
Lady Smith African American Mambazo.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate the more PC approach to her name. But then Sting said, "I'm going to try that too." Are you all right? Did you swallow a horse?
I swallowed wrong. Yeah. Totally swallowed my coffee.
Uh-oh, Brian's going to need that thickened liquid treatment. That's the next step.
You know it's coming.
Oh.
Listen, it is the time of year when thickened liquid flows wildly down the streets. It is eggnog time, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to get some eggnog.
Yeah, how many points is that, though? Probably ridiculous, right?
Let's look, shall we? I have the app.
That's got to be so bad.
Yeah.
Isn't that stuff just like liquid sugar / fat?
You can get, I mean, if you drink a half a cup of Kroger Holiday Celebration eggnog, That right there is going to cost you 8 points, and that's half a cup.
Huh.
However, if you make homemade eggnog,
Yeah.
which I'll have to look at this,
Just half vodka or something.
whiskey you do, or not brandy, bourbon, or
It's
any
good.
of your Scott, any
Gross.
of your brown liqueurs go in eggnog.
Yeah.
Bring me all the bacon you have.
Never tell you about the time. Yeah. Those are the smoother liquors, right? The ones that are a little more.
That's right. Clear liquors are for socialites and women on diets, Scott. One of my favorite Ron Swansonisms ever.
Pretty good.
And I will use that until the day I die.
I almost picked up, by the way, I almost picked up his book that's all about just woodworking and tools and stuff because it was on sale, and I almost did it. And I realized as I was picking it up, I went, wait, why am I doing this? I don't woodwork. I don't really care to. I'm not really into all that. I respect it, but I don't really care that much. I'm only doing this because it's Ron Swanson's book, or Nick Offerman's book.
Nick Offerman's book. Yeah.
And that was weird. Why would I? Why did I do that?
Because you want to read that book and hear the whole damn thing in his voice.
That's it.
And there's nothing at all wrong with that. By the way, if you watched he and Amy Poehler, who are the probably the greatest non-sexual couple since Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir.
Wait, who's the best sexual couple then? If you've got that list going.
Oh, all right, the best sexual couple.
Yeah.
Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir also.
No, yeah, they have that show, the woodworking competition deal.
Making it. Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman do, not Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski.
Sure.
Although I would watch that as well.
Right, that'd be all
I
right.
would watch one where they're doing woodworking and stuff.
Sure.
But no, it is amazing. It is such a great show. The new season started this last week. We haven't watched it yet, but if it's anything like the last season, this is the show. It's really shows like this and Great British Bake Off that make me feel like there's hope for reality television, for reality competition televisions.
I agree. I mean,
Televisions?
British Bake Off alone does that for me, but it sounds like this is one of those. I should probably watch it, check it out.
It is so cool. And he's Nick Offerman, but he's full Ron Swanson in this thing because
why not?
Because why not? It's it's when he's bouncing stuff off of Amy Poehler, it's hard not to be Ron Swanson.
Well, they did that for like 9 years together. Like they probably can't avoid it at this point. That's probably just how they communicate.
They probably both slip into Nope and Swanson.
I like how once in a while she does something wacky, or he does. He went on. He was on that show that we keep talking about, Life in Pieces. He was the he was the weird brother sister marriage thing, and it was his real life wife who's so freaking funny. I can't think of her
Megan
name.
Mullally.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she's funny.
Tally Zarrell says Nick Offerman, Megan Mullally are pretty sexual. You know what? They might be the #1 sexual couple.
That's actually that's where my vote is. Yeah. They're great. They were also on Bob's Burgers together because she plays Aunt. What's her name? Aunt. Oh crap! Their aunt, Linda's sister. Can't think of her name. All of a sudden, Lynn. Aunt Lynn.
Perfect casting.
Linda.
Aunt
No,
Lynn.
Linda.
No, Linda's Bob's wife.
Yeah, I keep saying Lynn is what Bob calls her for short, but I can't never remember. Anyway, whatever it is. Gail. That's it.
Gail.
She is brilliant in that role. But when they were like being all creepy brother sister marriage thing on that episode of Life in Pieces, I was dying, dude, dying. They're really funny together. Like
they really are.
legit.
Yeah, and it's funny that they've never done a long form project together on television.
That'd be the end of the marriage. You couldn't handle it.
You think?
No.
You think it's just got to keep her on Will and Grace, and him on other things.
Made you Sideshow Bob for a second there when you said it. That's pretty good. All right, I had a quick thing to tell you about Mod Pizza before we bring Brian Dunaway in here.
Mod Pizza.
Yeah, went there yesterday, met up with Taylor and the boy, and me and Kim and Carter had school off, or work off yesterday, so we all went over there, and I got the cauliflower thing and all that. It was all very good, as always. It's always good there.
Yep.
But it's weird. The lady working there seemed like day manager type person. She was like living proof that you can never really tell how somebody feels. And I'll explain. When I get there, she's like, the first reaction from her is, well, hello, welcome to the Mod Pizza. Is your first time? No, we've been here lots of times. Oh, wonderful. Do you guys know what you want? And in my head, I'm thinking, cool. She's got it. She knows us. She's comfortable with customers. She likes, people. She's very friendly. We're good. And then we start ordering the pizzas, and she gets, to me, super cranky. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to do the Caspian. What do you want on it? Like
So did you say something? Did you say something to offend her between point A and point B? Like,
well,
was there?
I wondered because I thought, the tone has changed. What did I say? Okay, so you're not wrong to have that kind of thinking because I thought the exact same thing. But then toward the end of it, where I was going to have her put red onions on that thing, she's sort of like, anything else? I'm like, yeah, red onions, I guess. She goes, all right. Oh, this is going to be a good one. No problem. Let's put that on there and stick it in the oven. She's back to the other lady again. She's all happy and nice again.
Weird. Like bipolar, but instantly bipolar.
Instant bipolar. And then after, so here's I had another run-in with her. She says, she goes, Johnson, your pies are up or whatever. So we go up to get the 2 or 3 pizzas we had. And she says, would you like any of the side sauces? And I went, she's back to nice. Yeah, we'd like both of those 2 different kinds. You got the sriracha ranch thing and whatever.
Yeah.
We put a couple of those together. So then she just kind of like slams them together and slams them on the plate. I go, thank you, that's awesome. And she doesn't say anything. So I'm like, oh my gosh,
Weird.
okay.
Oh,
So
this is so weird.
So then later, then I go back to the table. We're eating, hanging out. She's out walking around asking how people are doing. And she comes to us and she plays with the baby and she's talking about how cute he is. I hope you guys are enjoying your lunch together. We're so happy to see a little baby in here. Oh, you're so cute. Being sweet as can be. And then Taylor says after she leaves, hey, could you go up and have him squirt more of the sriracha ranch on my pizza? I can't get out of the corner here. I said, you know what, Tay? Happy to do that as your dad. Let me go do that for you. I get up to the front and I go, hey, I'm just wondering, could you just squirt a little more, just kind of swirl on the top of this thing? And she goes, fine. Turns around, grabs the thing, hands me the thing. I could never read her properly.
That's crazy. It almost like if you thought that she was possibly recording this would be a great punk to do on somebody, right?
Yes.
A great gag.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, hey, good to see you. All right.
I mean, by the way, chat room, we know that's not how bipolar works. We're not saying it's actual bipolar.
Right. Yes. Oh, God. Yes.
Yeah. We understand that. But the point is, like, I mean, yes, I did feel like I was getting pranked a little bit. I kept kind of looking. I'm not the only one that noticed. Everybody else did, too. Carter was like, what is this about? Why is she doing this? So it was not just me having a weird day, bout of strange perception or whatever. It was just very freaking funky. And I don't know what to make of it. So there you go. I'll still get their pizza every time, though. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Caspian's your go-to, huh?
I like Caspian occasionally. I prefer what's the Jasper, I think? It's
I can't remember the one that is the chicken barbecue.
Chicken barbecue. That's the Caspian. No, wait.
That's the Caspian?
That's not the Caspian. What is it? Now I don't remember the names.
Pizza.com.
Yeah, I guess you.
Because I don't want to steer people in the wrong direction.
No. Yeah.
We want people to get the right thing when they go there.
We want people to go.
I've never gotten the wrong thing.
Always go the one direction.
And it's funny, I've never gotten the Tristan, even though I've got a son.
Oh, good point. Yeah, that one's the one Nick gets, and he covers it with everything. I think mine's the Jasper.
Oh, it is the Caspian. Yeah, the mozzarella gorgonzola barbecue chicken, barbecue sauce, sliced red onions.
Oh, all right.
Boom. Add cilantro and bacon, and Bob's your uncle.
Bob is your uncle. That's true. Do you have an Uncle Bob?
No, but Tom Merritt does, and brought that up. I said that to him once.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I said it to him during the. There's a show that's going up today where we go over the final 3 contestants on the top podcaster, and I said da 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 da, and Bob's your uncle, and he goes, oh, I had an uncle named Bob, and I said, oh, how funny. He says, yeah, he passed away. I'm saying, oh, sorry to bring it up.
I have an Uncle Bob too, but he's 1,000 years older than me, and I don't know where he is. He sort of.
Does anybody know where he is?
I don't think so. No one's ever said anything to me about where he ended up, or if he's still alive, or I really don't know where that guy ended up. He was kind of like black sheep, left the family early, all that stuff. I just don't know him.
Could he be living in Greenville, South Carolina, under an assumed name?
That was my theory. Let's see if this music confirms it. Welcome to Babel Royale, everybody, with our good buddy Brian Dunaway, who's on the phone. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
hi.
Your real name isn't Bob Hanks, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh no! I almost
no.
pulled a Hank Hill. Oh no, it's not, Bobby.
It's not, Bobby. Ooh, boo.
Oh, why would you? Oh, come on, guys. Anyway, yeah, no, not me.
Your Hank Hill has always been pretty strong.
Thanks. I enjoy doing my Hank.
Yeah. Can you do? I know you don't like. Nobody likes to do this on the spot, but can you do the Can you do the switchblade thing real quick? Because I always love when you do that.
Oh my God. Okay, I can do the switchblade thing. Let's do
Sling blade, not switchblade.
I'm gonna go with switchblade. It's much better. Let me see if. Oh my God! Just when you ask me, all of a sudden I'm blanking.
Like if I want to get a plate, let's say
I'll tell you about my mustard on biscuits.
Okay,
yeah, hold
go
on a second.
for it.
Let me see if I can get it.
Okay.
That's some good French fried taters. I don't know, something like that.
I hear.
But I can't quite do it.
It's a Kaiser blade, though, right? It's not
a Kaiser. It's not a switchblade. No, it's not a. It's not a sling blade. It's a Kaiser blade. And see, I'm falling out of it now. I can't. Yeah. I gotta warm up. I need like at least 5 minutes worth of, getting into my Billy Bob Thornton. I gotta put my chaw in my lower lip where I get the bad overbite.
Oh yeah.
Underbite.
Yeah.
Underbite.
The trick is having a click phrase. So it's like a phrase
that
you can say any time that gets you into that voice. Like, hey, toma chesel, and then I can kind of get into my Russian accent from that for a 3-word phrase.
Yep.
It goes right into it.
For me, it's do you have my money? That's how I get it.
Give him his money.
Give him his money.
I'm so excited. Did you guys see the Black Widow trailer yesterday? Because I'm so excited about Hopper.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopper and
Russian Captain America. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Right.
All of that looks great. I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm very excited. I think that show looks really good, and I'm actually I'm so pro what Disney's doing with stuff after Plus's success and The Mandalorian as good as it is. Like I'm way more stoked about it than I would have been had I not seen all that first, I guess. I'm very excited. It's gonna be good. Black Widow, baby. Whee!
And I'm mark my words here. I think they're setting up her sister, quote unquote sister, as the replacement Black Widow in the Avengers, because there was a different Black Widow in the Avengers in the Marvel Universe for a while that had blonde hair, and I could easily see them doing that.
Oh, interesting.
Totally gonna do it.
Well, because the whole thing, it's gonna not be a lot of.
It's gonna be the West Coast Avengers, right?
It's gonna be the Great Lakes Avengers.
Oh man, I love the idea of the Great Lakes Avengers. That's awesome. Would they all have South Dakota accents and stuff like that?
Oh, sure, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah, well, I hear there's trouble down at the barn. We best get down there. Don't get your cape stuck again.
Annihilus is troubling the city, don't you know? We better get down there before he wrecks the Arby's.
Try to cooperate. I am cooperating, Wade. There'd be somebody named Wade. That's fantastic. Captain Cleveland. Oh my gosh.
The DoubleTree. I hope it's reasonable.
Captain Cleveland. Benjamin wins. You win, Benjamin. All right, we have a caller on the line for today's Babel Royale. Let's find out who is calling and who might win today. Hi, who's this?
It's Cammy, or Katsumi in the chat.
Oh, hello. How are you, Cammy?
I'm homesick, so I could call it.
Sick at home from work?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Are you going to be okay? Do you got all the meds and all the stuff you need?
It's more of a mental health day, but
I like those.
Those are the best ones.
Oh, I love those days. I need to do more of those, honestly.
We have those every day here on TMS.
Right?
Yeah, they don't always go so well. But I one of these days, here's my goal. In 2020, I'm going to do one of those where that's all the reason is. I'm just going to say, the whole day's off, everybody. There's nothing happening today. I'm in bed. I'm watching movies. Right. I'm reading comics. I'm doing me all day.
I'm feeling melancholy today.
I'm doing me all day, so close the door.
Yeah, I'm just going to be doing me all day, so close the door. Nobody wants to see this. Anyway, okay, Katsumi, I'm glad you called, and I hope that we can add to your uplifted spirits today by having a little fun here on the show. Brian, do you want to explain the rules and what you could win?
Oh, dude, I'll do my best. I'm kind of new to this, so let's hope I can do this.
Okay.
So, Cammy, I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic. Those two chuckleheads are going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a pair of Steam games, as per the usual, Call of Duty World War II and
nice.
Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy. So it is the Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy.
It's that new, it's
Yeah.
the remastered collection thing. That's
right.
awesome.
So make sure you go to that tiki head, that voodoo head, and it'll go every time you run into it.
Yeah,
I have both of these games.
sure.
Do you really? And how are they?
Yeah. Well, I think I got them on a Humble Bundle just recently, and I loaded up. I didn't load up the Call of Duty yet. Bump that. Oh, wait a minute. I might be thinking of Spyro that I got. I think I actually did the Spyro thing.
Oh,
but
that
also the
Spyro
Crash
one's
theme.
really cool too. They did a great job with that stuff. It's
Really?
those
I gotta
old,
go. I'll
yeah.
get back to Spyro. I kind of gave up on Spyro in the day.
Yeah, the game. I mean, the PS1 versions were pretty ugly, but for what they were pretty cool. They've completely redone them. They look really nice. Yeah, worth
Crash
checking out.
Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Well, let's stop talking about that because I need to give you guys your topic.
Okay.
This
I'm
one
ready.
comes to us from Katavari. Do you know what yesterday was? December 3rd. You know what it was?
December 3rd.
was a
Remember the
Tuesday.
3rd of December. I don't know.
It was a Tuesday. It was. I remember because the dame walked into my office carrying Tuesday's newspaper.
The Dame.
It was the 25th anniversary of the release of the original PlayStation. Speaking of the PS1.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
It was first released in Japan on December 3rd, 1994, but then it was released almost a year later in the U.S., September of 1995.
Yep. I was there at 6 o'clock in the morning in line at a Software Etc. getting my own.
Oh, I pre-ordered mine, and I still have the... Let me make sure it's not going to help you guys. Nope. I still have the Battle Arena Toshinden game that came with it in the humongous box that they made to hold one little CD.
Yeah, remember when they were doing the tall boxes for that stuff? That was so
Oh yeah, I
weird.
forgot about that because they were trying to convince us we were still using VHSs.
Yeah, or whatever that was about. I don't know.
No, that's what happens. That happens a lot because of the way store displays are made. Lots of times you'll have to conform to that.
Oh, so they do it for retail is what they're doing. I
Yeah,
get that.
they're doing it for the So they got to box those things in. So
Sure.
that's why that works.
I get that.
Let me tell you one day about the Garfield book format and how that really upset everybody.
Oh,
But no,
I
go
remember
ahead.
that.
Garfield book format?
Yeah, no, that's a thing
Yeah.
I'm aware of as well. That's a mess. Well, we'll save it for another day, but it's an interesting.
Right.
And
can't wait to hear about
once
that.
in a while, things will happen that'll just mess up an entire sub-industry, and they all have to adhere to a thing they don't want to. It's weird.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, since it's the 25th anniversary, I want you to name the 25 best-selling games of all time for the PlayStation 1.
Ooh.
So, of all time for the PS...
So just while it was running, right? Because 25 best-selling games
Well,
of the time when they were making PlayStation 1 games.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, any PlayStation 1 game that sold really well in the top 25.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy one. I mean, not easy, but
Easy to understand.
easy to understand
Yeah.
question.
and this is the same guy who couldn't figure out most toys sold.
Right.
That's right. Yes.
Right. That's a good point.
Surprised to see that Battle Arena Toshinden not even in the top 50. Aw.
Well, turns out it wasn't very good, but
It really wasn't, but
yeah.
it was innovative because you moved in 3D space to avoid attacks, and
Sure.
like it was a rotating platform. that
Sure,
you
sure.
kind of plan on.
Well, let's see how we do.
All right. So Cammy, knowing that is the topic, who do you want to go first, and who do you want to win, or who do you expect to win?
Who do you want to win? That's even better. I like that way to do it.
Sure.
Oh, they're both pretty good at games,
Yeah.
but we're gonna try for put our money on Scott to win and let Scott go first.
Oh, okay. All right, changing it up today.
Go win.
I appreciate the confidence. I will put into that list then immediately. The original Gran Turismo has to be in that top
Number
25.
one with a bullet.
Nice.
10.8 million units sold. Came out December 23rd, 1997.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, strong start.
I'm
We
gonna
there.
go.
And we are off to the races.
Mhm.
I'm
literally.
gonna go with Spyro the Dragoon.
Well, I'm glad
just
you
talked
said
about
that. Number 17 on the list came out September 9th, 1998. Sold 4.8 million copies.
All right.
Nice.
Crash Bandicoot did well, so we'll put that back
Oh,
on there.
that's a good one.
Since we talked about that one as well, Crash Bandicoot came out September 9th, 1996. 6.8 million copies. So far, I've had all these.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the one we played the most, which was Croc, Legend of Gobos.
What?
Croc,
What is
C-R-O-C.
I don't know what
Croc.
that is. What is that?
What are you talking about? Is this English?
Fine, fine. I won't go with a weird one then. I'll roll back to Rayman.
Wait. Are we allowing this, Scott?
I hear hey, you make the rules. You make the call. It's up to you.
So here's what I'm going to do.
You
Cam
laughed
just
at me
won.
before I even locked in my answer, so I'm changing it.
You said you're going with that. So here's what we're going to do. Cammy wins, but we're going to keep
Oh.
playing because this is fun. Croc, by the way, Legend of the Gobos, was number 29 on the list,
Oh.
believe it or not.
See?
Wow.
Laughing at me.
I've never
It was
heard
a
of that
good
game.
guess.
I've
3
never
million
heard of that.
copies of a game that two out of the 3 of us have never heard of.
I'd never heard of that
Well,
game.
actually, Croc started. They had like a Croc edition as well, so I was hoping that's why it shipped.
That's all right. It's all good. The laughter is more about, oh my gosh, is that even a game? And I can't believe it is, but apparently it was because 29th
It
is
was
still
really
strong.
important. It was the game we played the most of on our PlayStation.
All right. Well, let's keep going
what
then.
What was your replacement?
Oh, he said,
Oh,
what'd you say?
Me or him? My replacement was
yeah.
Rayman.
Rayman.
Rayman. Okay,
Because
good.
that's the one we played a lot of.
That's a better one to choose. 4 million copies of Rayman were sold. Number 20 on the list, September 1st, 1995. Came out it was a day and date release in the U.S.
I will now say, we'll just see as far as we can go here. Metal Gear Solid 1.
Metal Gear Solid
Yeah, that's a good
1, also known as Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
September 3rd, 1998 came out, sold 6 million copies. MGS.
What level? What number on the list is it?
I'm sorry, number 10.
10. Okay. I'm surprised that's not higher.
I am too.
I would've
When
put
you hear
that in
these
the
other
top
ones,
3.
you might not be surprised.
Yeah. All right, Dunaway.
Shocked.
Dunaway, you got more?
Oh, I thought I was out.
No, we're still
No,
we're
we're
just
gonna
doing it
keep
for
going.
fun.
Cammy-
Yeah.
Oh, you
Cammy
mulligan
won.
me?
This is just for posterity.
Just for fun. We're doing it just for fun now. She wins either way.
Yes.
Right. So I'm gonna go with
Scott wins
Final Fantasy 7.
That's a good
Great one to pick. That is the big daddy of them all. January 31st, 1997, 9.8 million copies of Final Fantasy 7. That one came out on 2 discs, right?
Yes,
I
I
believe
believe
it
maybe
is.
even
Yeah.
more. Was it more than 2 discs? Maybe. It may
Might
have
have
been
been
more.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil, which was my next guess, was 2 discs for sure. Or at least, you know what? I'm sorry. RE2 was 2 discs. And I'm guessing Resident Evil 1 and 2 were both on your list.
Well, which one are you going to say, Scott?
Resident Evil
Yeah,
1.
which
We'll
one?
start with 1.
Oh, you should start with 2. Resident Evil is
You're kidding me.
31 on the list, only selling 2.7 million copies.
It's below the Croc
It's-
game?
below
That's
the
right.
Croc
Suck it.
game.
How is that possible?
Yeah. Resident Evil 2, number 16 on the list, 4.9 million copies, which is funny because I owned Resident Evil. I did not own RE2.
Oh, all right.
Interesting.
How about Tekken? Oh, Brian, it's your turn.
Oh, I want to do Tekken. Yes, Tekken 3. That's what I was going to do because I'm going down the list of the ones that I remember that I got on my PlayStation Classic Mini thing.
Yep.
And I believe that was one that was on
Well,
it.
it launched with
Tekken 3, number 4.
Oh, wow.
March 26, 1998, 8.3 million copies.
How about Tekken 1? Is it on there?
Tekken 1 for the team?
I'm Tekken as best as I can.
This is interesting because what that tells me is launch or right around launch window titles did not do so great.
Right. No. Tekken the original.
It's not on the
I
list,
do not
is it?
see on the list, even in the top 50.
That's crazy.
But sequels sometimes do better than in movies.
More
Sometimes
consoles.
sequels do.
Yeah. Plus, there's
that's
more
true.
consoles in the out
Yeah,
there.
but I
so.
think these are just PlayStation 1. I wonder if these are just PlayStation 1 sales.
Oh.
I believe
assume.
these are just PlayStation 1 version sales.
Yeah,
even though
I
these
would
were
hope so.
across.
How about oh, my brain just went dead on that. The Twisted Metal game.
Oh, I thought you said those. Mhm.
No one said Twisted Metal yet.
Oh,
And
interesting.
Twisted
for good
Metal on
reason. Twisted Metal 2 is on here, I know, but it's low.
What?
Twisted Metal 2 is number 50. It's the only Twisted Metal game in the top, which is again is crazy.
That's
because
crazy
I
to
had Twisted
me.
Metal 1.
Crazy to me.
1.7
I feel like
million.
for some reason I remember Twisted Metal being like launched at like a lower price point than everything else. Would that be a factor?
Say that again.
I think I seem like I remember Twisted Metal coming out like at a weird price point, like it was way cheaper than the rest of them. Is this number sold or is this
numbers units
profits?
sold? Yeah, it's not
units sold,
profits.
okay.
It's units sold.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was a Sony production, so I just for some reason I thought that was way more popular than that.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and go down the list so that we can get to a news story about Thanos' anus. But
Yeah, let's do it.
here's the ones you
Thanos.
could have said.
Yeah.
Thanos. Here's what you could have said. Gran Turismo 2 is number 3
Yeah.
on the list. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It is the
Really?
newest.
I don't remember
game
that
on-
being out at the time. That's
2001 is when that game came out,
Interesting.
and it still sold 8 million copies. Nobody even crossed over into Lara Croft Town. Tomb Raider is number 6. Tomb
smart.
Raider 2 at number 9. Tomb Raider 3 at number 11. Tomb Raider The Last Revelation at number 18. All four of
wow.
those
Yeah,
at
that
the
should have.
top.
I definitely should have hit my head. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Me either.
Final Fantasy 8. Tekken 2 we talked about. Crash Bandicoot Warped and Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strike Back. Both did less well than the first Crash Bandicoot.
That's a
Final
trend all
Fantasy
over.
9.
I'm not seeing too many sequels that beat the originals that you've listed. Well,
No.
unless they're later, like Tekken. Tekken
Right.
3 is way later than the launch Tekken 1, but Tekken 1
True,
probably
yeah.
got buried in the launch.
Yeah, because Gran Turismo did better than 2.
Yeah.
Tekken 3 did better than the other Tekkens. Dragon Quest 7 and Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot about that series.
That was such a
Oh,
great series.
PlayStation.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I mean, he had a button
Yes.
that made Abe
God, I played the
fart.
crap out of that one.
Yeah. That's right.
Abe
Abe
would
Fart. There was
fart.
our Abe Fart button right into that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you could use it to like distract the little monsters to come over to the side
Yeah.
and then go around the
And
other way.
they'd go,
Now it's like a chump.
and they'd get all pissed and
Yes.
come that direction. Dude, that was a great
was-
game. It was also
it
made
was a
here in
really
Utah, which I took a lot of pride in. It was a team here.
So great. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Frogger rounding out the top 25.
Frogger?
That must have been a
Jeez.
reboot of some sort.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. September 30th, 1997, that one came out, but still sold
jeez.
3.3 million copies.
I got a good Frogger.
So for Brian, Crocs is for me it was like Micro Machines. I loved that version of the game and we played it to death, but I'm sure it's not even in the top 80 probably.
I don't even see it. Hot Shots Golf, Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
Oh yeah, MK should have been higher.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
Dino Crisis, Final Fantasy Tactics, Namco Music. I bought all the Namco Museum games. Loved having those arcade games on there.
Yeah, those are cool.
Silent Hill, Parasite Eve, Tetris Plus, Siphon Filter.
Oh, Siphon
yeah,
Filter,
Siphon Filter.
dude. What? I haven't heard that name in so long. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Was there
Wow.
ever a Siphon Filter 2? There probably was.
There was. I think it was on PS1. I don't think PS2 ever got a Siphon Filter. And they've not talked about it since, so there's no comeback for Siphon Filter. Well, that's amazing. What a list. What a trip back in time, everybody. Happy anniversary, Sony. Well done.
25 years of the PlayStation 1.
The good news is that means that Cammy just straight up wins. So, Cammy, you're getting your stuff no matter what. And I hope that helps you feel a little better today. That would be our hope.
Oh, I will.
Hey, here's the deal, though. You got to email Brian if you want to get this stuff. You got to send an email to coverville@gmail.com, and that will get you your codes. You have a fantastic day. Bye now.
You too.
Who did it?
I'm assuming the Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy includes the original game, right?
It better.
Yes, I think that the way those work. Oh, I could be wrong about this. I think it's like the Master Chief Collection where Halo 1 lets you switch on the fly between new and old graphics. I think that's true of at least the first Bandicoot game. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. I might be
Just
making
make
that
sure
up.
You hit those tiki heads so they go.
Oh, I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's great.
Yeah,
the floating
he's the
tiki
best.
head. He's also in the
Yeah.
Crash racing game. And if you go, you bump into him and you're like, you need a little tip on what we're doing here, talk to that guy and he'll go in a vaguely racist way. It's fantastic. So good, man. All right. So there you go. That was a fun trip down memory
That was
lane.
fun, yeah.
Yep.
Good job, Katavari.
You know what? Maybe I'll try to emulate that Croc game, Brian, just because I'm thinking he
Even though I
that'd be
got
fun.
laughed off the show. It's fine. It's fine.
laughed off
Oh no,
the
this
show.
this is getting laughed on the laughed off the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
Push button, Scott.
My timing's
Push button,
bad.
Scott.
Okay. Okay. He's gone. He'll be here this weekend though for Film Sack, so check Brian Dunaway out.
Where we watch Jack Frost, not the Michael Keaton Jack Frost, but the horror movie Jack Frost, in which, the horror comedy movie Jack Frost, in which one semi crashes into another, and there's a dude in the back of one and chemicals in the other, and he gets mixed with a snowman or something.
Yeah, it's good stuff, is what we're saying. So come back for it and be a part of it. You might say what happened to Dunaway there was this.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, we all laughed at
They're
you.
all gonna laugh at you. Oh, I forgot the button. They're all gonna laugh at you.
There you go. You gotta be kind of drunk on the L though. That's how she does it. Listen to that again.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
At the end.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
There you go.
Max Payne 335. I think we have. Oh no, we have Black Christmas on deck if something else gets vetoed. Like if one of us watches one of our other Christmas movies and says, "Oh, this isn't really good," then Black Christmas slides right in its place.
Right. This is all correct. Looking forward to it, though. All right, we have time for Thanos' anus story, which begins with this.
Say, gang, here's some razzle-dazzle news to flash to Mom.
All right, razzle-dazzle news brought to you by
Coverville today. If the big Beatles show I did last week for Thanksgiving wasn't enough, I'm doing another big show today. The cat is just up on the perch here now.
That's what you want.
It is the 40th and the elder. Nara the elder. It is the 40th anniversary, speaking of anniversaries, of Pink Floyd's The Wall, one of, in my opinion, one of the greatest albums of all time, and one that I played over and over and over again on my Sony Walkman when I was walking to and from my candy store job and my telemarketing job, both of which I hated.
2 double-sided tapes, man.
Right, exactly. And just over and over and over played that thing.
So good.
You're going to hear covers of songs from that album today by folks like Natalie Maines, Ann Wilson, Tommy Shaw, the Tufts Beelzebubs, Luther Right in the Wrongs, and Dweezil Zappa. Oh, and Malcolm McDowell. Yes.
What?
Malcolm McDowell.
What is he?
Dude, you want to know which song he covers?
Yeah,
because it's perfect.
Okay.
The Trial, like the next to last song on the whole album. You little shit, you're in it now. I hope they throw away the key. You should have talked to him more often than you did, but no, you had to go
does
your
that.
own way.
He sings that whole. That's amazing.
It is fan freaking tastic.
That's amazing.
I could go through that whole song right now. Just 5 minutes, Worm, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Him, me alone.
That thing was on constantly. And the thing I liked about it is even the songs that were popular on the radio were actually good.
Right.
Unlike with Dark Side of the Moon, they played Money all the time, and Money's a terrible song. I hate Money.
It's as far as Dark Side of the Moon goes, another great album. And don't get me wrong, I mean there's great debate as to which is the greatest Pink Floyd album of all time.
Right.
Money, arguably the weakest song on the album compared to stuff like Us and Them and Brain Damage and Time. I mean, it's such a
I hate it. I hate it so much. But the rest of it, amazing.
Except you just did Come Together by the Beatles.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Wait, what am I thinking of? Hold on.
You need to begin with the sound of the cash register.
Yeah, that's it. It's a trip. Don't give me none of that, dude. Goody. I hate it. I hate it. Any song that uses a cash register for its freaking beat, like F off. I don't want
Oh, stop it now, because you don't disparage Mia's Paper Planes.
Oh, all right. I'll give you that one. I'll give it to you. All right. Well, here's our single news story we're going to do today. Because why the hell would we never not do this?
Why would we? Yes, this is... This deserves our full attention.
As you know, the MCU now has Thanos. He's a big bad dude in the universe there, and he's played by Josh Brolin. Well, Josh
was.
Yeah, was. That's true. Josh Brolin, the actor, a 51-year-old actor, been around since the Goonies as a child actor. His dad is James Brolin, still kicking it, that guy.
Pieces.
Josh Brolin suffers a perineum burn. Perineum, excuse me. I always thought it was perineum. It's not?
Perineum? Maybe it is. Maybe I've been calling it wrong. The perineum?
I always thought it was perineum.
Maybe it is the perineum.
Not sure.
You know what? I'm going to say you're right. It's going to say it's the perineum.
It sounds more medical to me, but I could be wrong.
See the kitty?
Oh, look at the kitty. I like this mirror treatment. This is good. Oh, that's creepy.
It's like a portal. It's like a shell just
that's
somewhere
creepy.
there's a blue ring in my basement.
That is so creepy. Why is that so creepy to me?
Because of the angle, probably.
Wow. It's like one of these. Nope.
Black dragon.
Where is it? I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. Portal gun. There's the cat.
Oh, there it is. Very good.
Yeah.
Look at you with the portal gun.
I
sound.
got stuff around. Anyway, so he did that dumb butt sunning technique practice thing everyone's into right now. We shouldn't say everyone. A few influencer types are into. Okay.
Dumb.
Anyway, Josh.
Why did you need to do this?
I don't know. Supposedly the idea is that you get like this. Honestly, it's no different than that theory that if you drink alcohol through your butt, you're getting the hit faster because you absorb it quicker or whatever.
Soaked tampons, yeah. Perineum, by the way, it is. You are correct. Perineum.
Perineum. Okay. Josh Brolin suffers perineum burns after his stupid butt sunning practice. Although metaphysical Megan claims the public practice promotes better sleep, regulates the circadian rhythm, and increases energies, others are not convinced.
Who's metaphysical Megan?
Yeah, and count me as one of those not convinced, by the way. This sounds like utter horseshit to me. Anyway,
she must be an influencer, metaphysical Megan.
One adversary to the ass sunning is actor and Academy Award nominee Josh Brolin, the No Country for Old Men star. And they didn't say Endgame.
No.
That's too bad.
Right.
He's really good in No Country for Old Men.
Also Cable.
That's true. He's in tons of everythings. He's amazing.
He is. Yeah.
I love him as an actor. Anyway, he took to Instagram on Sunday to share a strongly worded message regarding the ancient Taoist technique. So apparently this isn't new, but it's new for idiots. Tried this perineum sunning that I've been hearing so much about, and my suggestion is don't do it as long as I did, he wrote. My pucker hole is crazy burned, and I was going to spend the day shopping with my family. Instead, I'm icing and using aloe and burn creams because of the severity of the pain.
I'm bummed that this is this comes from a tweet, or an Instagram message, because I would love to have the audio of that and put it to Thanos.
Oh, it'd be amazing! That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
talking to
inevitable.
When he does his little monologuing there, when he's in the cabin or
yes,
whatever.
Right, exactly.
Brilliant idea. He says, "I don't know who the f thought this stupid shit up, but f you nonetheless." Seriously, he says. The 51-year-old finished his tirade with several hashtags, including a-hole care, Black Hole Friday, and Santa Monica Fire Department. I wanted to put police in there for some reason.
I like hashtag Black Hole Friday, but it really should be Black Hole Sunburn. Is what it should be. Yep. That should be the hashtag.
Yep. Black Hole Sunburn. Hey, how about let's see who Medical Physical Megan is. We're gonna look her up real quick.
Oh, please, yes.
Never heard of this person.
I'm sure she's an influencer.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh, here she is. Her Instagram is huge.
Of course
she has. Oh, not that huge. 24,000 followers. Not that big.
She has an Ankh and a Ra symbol in her Insta name.
Her Insta name.
You know what? I need to do that. I need to do some adding some emojis to the Coverville Twitter name.
Oh, here she is.
Look at that. There's a photo of her sunburning her bum.
Yeah, where she's holding her feet. Do you go down a little further? That's the one you need to see with the.
Oh, geez.
That's the supposed thing you're supposed to do. Is that
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right into the sun. So you get your, as they put it, your yoni and your whatever else you got, whatever names you got for down there. You're supposed to give that sun and get the vitamin D pumping, I guess.
A little sun show. Did J.J. Abrams add that lens flare to that Insta?
It's like a red ring of death, is what that is.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate, I suppose.
All right, Metaphysical Megan.
She also has a whole.
She's got a lot of these photos where she's naked out on the rocks, but she does that Las Vegas stripper card thing where they put little stars over the privates.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
Glowing Photoshop stars over everything.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, when next time you go to Vegas, listen for this.
Yeah,
if you hear that sound, you'll know they're around you. They're ready to give you what you want.
Yeah. Late March, people. Late March.
Well done, perineum burn, Thanos. May you forever reign as Lord of the Galaxy. All right.
Yes.
The rest of the stories we'll save for tomorrow.
No sitting for old men for a little while.
No. I rewatched that movie recently.
Did you?
It's so good. It's so good.
Anton Sugar.
It might be. I mean, I have.
Here it comes.
It might be my favorite. Well, this is just a subcategory, but it really might be. And this is hard to say because I love everything the Coen brothers make, and I love Fargo so much. Oh my gosh, Fargo and I. But this is right up there.
You're not about to say this is your favorite Coen brothers movie, are you?
I might say that. It's so good. Yeah, I love it. It's really good. If I had to pick Coen brothers movies, there's 3 that are kind of like jammed up at the top, and for me, it's Fargo, No Country for Old Men, and Miller's Crossing. Those are probably my big 3.
Wow. For me, Big Lebowski, Raising Arizona.
Those are all up there too. Don't get me wrong, but unless
and Fargo, I think Raising Arizona, Big Lebowski, Fargo, like all wrestling, naked Jello wrestling for that top spot together.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. That's a thing I don't want to ever do, is to have to rank their movies.
Right.
Let them all be what they are. Watch them all anytime you feel like it. Life is good in Coen Town.
See, and I'd put the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, right up there with it, because that was so good. Wouldn't put The Lady Killers. Oh, Hudsucker Proxy I'd put up there really high. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou I'd put up.
Yeah, I'd put them all up there. They all belong in the top tier. They're all good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that they're... Burn After Reading I never saw, so I can't even speak to it. The one with Clooney... When it's a
Burn After Reading.
No, the one where he's with what's her name, the pretty lady who's Michael Douglas's wife.
Okay, Clooney and
I can't think of the Blood. No, not Blood Simple. What's it called? Blood Simple's amazing. True Grit's amazing. Oh, they're all good.
Yeah. Oh, Intolerable Cruelty, right?
Intolerable Cruelty. That movie is too far into the rom-com zone and not enough in the Coen zone, even though there is a lot of Coen zone.
So I want to know what the Coen brothers connection is to Spies Like Us, because when you come up with your list of Coen brothers movies, you get Spies Like Us, which was a Landis film, unless they were somehow like producers or something.
They could have maybe Joel Coen wrote it or something. He did a lot of other scripts and stuff. It's possible.
Maybe.
I just love those guys. They need to come back. Hail Caesar is fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. Even their worst movie. Oh, you know what I really liked was that Llewyn Davis one.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah,
that's actually one I haven't seen yet.
Oh, you would love that movie.
I'm sure I would, because it's like, okay. He plays drive-in security. Joel Coen does, so that's why it's counted as a Joel Coen. And Sam Raimi and Joel Coen play drive-in security.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
And Martin Brest.
to that movie, all that movie is to me, all I remember from it is Dan Aykroyd's cute wife getting the sun when she was speaking of getting sun, standing out of the tent and dropping her Russian clothes and being half naked in the sun. That's all I remember.
Yep.
No other memory of that thing.
Well, that's I will say that's a great memory from that movie. That and the Paul McCartney song. Catherine Zeta-Jones, by the way, is who we were trying to think of. Thank you, Jeannie.
The pretty lady married to Michael Douglas.
The pretty lady married to Michael Douglas.
That's the most sexist thing without thinking. I just couldn't think of her name. I couldn't think of her name.
The pretty Welsh lady.
Yes. She's very Welsh.
The star of the film Chicago.
Yes. And
Zorro. Entrapment, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes. She was good in Zorro. I liked her in Zorro.
I guess you don't get rid of HPV, right? Once you've got HPV, you're stuck with it?
No, I think... the virus, you mean? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he had that, which he claimed. We won't talk about how he claimed he got it.
Well, we don't, I think it's just, it's the virus can cause cancer, and it's the cancer that it's in remission. I don't know if the virus stays or not.
Okay.
It comes and goes, says the chat.
Like herpes, where you've got herpes, but the symptoms only surface, every once in a while.
You'd like Inside Llewyn Davis.
From what I hear.
You'd like Inside Llewyn Davis mainly because, well, not mainly, but the lead character is Poe Dameron. Can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's very, very good in it. It's very good.
See if that's streaming.
I think that's where I saw it, is on Netflix or Amazon or something. recently, and it's very good. And it's music. You'd love all the music. It's all very good.
I'm sure I would. I mean, it's
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, Prime Video. Okay, putting it on the list.
Yeah, you should watch that.
Might be my recommendal. Oscar Isaac, by the way. Might be my. Oh, and Carey Mulligan, I love her. And John Goodman, I love him. And Justin Timberlake, I love him. And Adam Driver, I love him.
Yeah, Timberlake's very good.
And F. Murray Abraham.
Oh, I forgot Adam Driver was in it. And F. Murray Abraham. Guy's got the best name in Hollywood. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom's Tech Time. We'll have recommendals with Nicole. All that fun stuff coming right up. Before that, though, a break, a song. Brian has it. What is it?
I have all that stuff for you. So I won't tell you the name of this band. I'll just tell you that if you go searching for them, their name is Holy F. Yes, but you'll spell out the F word. They have a brand new album that is coming out January 17th called Deleter. These guys have a bunch of albums. I found that out when I was researching their music this morning and really, really dig it. Their brand new single is called Free Gloss. And frontman Nicholas Albrook is singing on that one. They tour with Hot Chip, so that kind of gives you an idea of the style of music that they are. Really good indie stuff. I'm loving what I'm hearing, but I certainly can't say their name to mixed company. The band is called Holy F. The new song is Free Gloss.
I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% swag money.
Fiddle-dee-dee. That will require a tetanus shot.
The morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. We're back to the program.
We're back. That thing reminded me of something that clip you played reminded me of something that a friend of mine, Chris Brown, not the Rihanna, not the pal to Rihanna, but friend Chris Brown said that his mom did one of those 23andMe tests, and the results came back that she's 80% Italian, 20% butter.
Really? Wow. That's another 5% into the Italian range because they do a lot of butter.
Salad dressing.
Yeah, it does sound like salad dressing. That voice is right. Who's that?
Sorry, Irish.
Oh, Irish. Oh, yar. Okay,
With
here's
the
this.
computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the
I
man.
did a pirate instead of an Irish guy. Do that sometimes.
Irish Pirates.
Irish Pirates. They're the best in the MLB. Hey,
they're the best pirates.
Look who we got here on the phone. It's Mr. Tom Merritt, Mr. Tech Man himself, who is dapper and ready to do a whole day's worth of tech analysis. So excited.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's what you do. It's good to have you on. Hey, real quick, you were talking, so I'm in the middle of trying to figure out some production stuff on the Mac side of things I do, and Tom recently upgraded to that new MacBook Pro 16, and you said something about the speakers that I keep hearing from everybody else.
So
are they as good as everyone says they are? Because
they're better.
That blows my mind.
The one thing about the keyboard is nice. The keyboard is for those of us, which is the majority, who disliked the previous keyboard, the butterfly keyboard. This keyboard is great, but it's not better than other keyboards. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a revelation.
But
I
it's
actually
better
still
than the previous
kind of
model's keyboard.
Yeah. I still kind of prefer the old metal keyboard from the late 2000s MacBooks, but it's good. And otherwise, the screen is really nice and all of that stuff, but the speakers continue to impress me. And I've had this thing for a couple of weeks now. I was just watching the James Bond trailer while I was working on Daily Tech Headlines. Yeah. And as you know, it starts with that boom, which usually on a laptop is kind of a boom, but on this, it was like it was surrounding. So I will get a little bit excited about those speakers. They're great.
Yeah, I love hearing that. The iPad Pro speakers are also really good for a tablet, and I like that they lean into that better audio stuff. So it's good to hear that.
The iPhone speakers are pretty good for a phone.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They do have a good audio.
I've been impressed with the iPad Pro speakers.
Yeah, and they have that red light on that suitcase, Brian. You ever seen that red light on
what?
this? I just
said.
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
I just said the iPad Pro has really good speakers.
Is there an on-air light?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
There's an on-air light.
What else is good are the speakers on the iPad Pro.
thought you were saying. I heard you talking about the iPhone. I thought you were still talking about the iPhone. I deserve that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I
We do this.
deserve that.
Now we have a thing we can do every time
We
this
have
comes
a
up.
thing.
And
Yes,
I
I
do it.
deserve
You
it.
do it. We all do it. Anyway, hey, Tom, it's good to have you here. What is, speaking of tech, happening today? What's happening?
Well, the big news of the day is something that actually came out when we were doing Daily Tech News Show yesterday afternoon. So we'll probably still be talking about it today. Larry Page and Sergey Brin stepping away from, well, I would say stepping away from their day-to-day duties as CEO and president of Alphabet, but they really, from all accounts, weren't doing much. So Larry Page has been sort of absent other than being on the earnings calls by all accounts. So it's a little bit like they're acknowledging that they no longer want to run Alphabet. And what's happening is Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai, is taking over as CEO of Alphabet as well. So he'll still be CEO of Google, but he'll also be CEO of the broader company Alphabet. And I'm sure there are folks out there that are still unclear about the difference between Alphabet and Google. Alphabet is now the parent company of Google and also the other bets. So the other bets is what the sort of the investors call the other companies in Alphabet that are not part of Google. So Waymo is probably the one you've heard the most about. That's the autonomous car company. Loon is one that actually provides internet from balloons, and it is operating. It has contracts in multiple areas of the world. Wing Aviation is the drone service that's doing commercial air delivery in Canberra and Helsinki. Makani Power is a renewable energy company that is partnering with Royal Dutch Shell. Verily, you might have heard of. That's a machine learning and wearable device healthcare company partnering with a lot of pharma companies. Sidewalk Labs is a smart city company that has a deal going on in Toronto right now. And DeepMind is probably the one you've heard the most about. That's the AI company founded in London in 2012. There's also Access, which is what you used to call Google Fiber. Calico, which is a research and development of healthcare. That's the one that made some headlines a few years ago because they're trying to stop the effects of aging. And then there's the venture capital and private equity funds are also separate companies. But they're so I don't think these get a lot of attention because they're not huge businesses yet.
Right.
But they are all mostly viable businesses now. They're not quite making money as startups don't, but they all have commercial contracts. They're all doing things rather than just being in the experimental phase. So there's a lot of discussion about, well, wait a minute, what does this mean? Are they going to reconsolidate everything under Sundar Pichai with Google? Or is Sundar going to stop being CEO of Google at some point? And nobody really knows for sure. But what it sounds like to me after reading 24 hours of news about this is they needed someone to mind the store. There was nobody to talk to these other companies on the Alphabet level. And Sundar's been really good at cleaning up some of the problems that Larry and Sergey left at Google. Not all of them, but a lot of them. He's really kind of cleaned up a lot of the beta projects. He's kind of streamlined the hardware and got Google, running in a good direction. And it sounds like they kind of want him to help these other companies with problems as well.
Is YouTube not a separate thing? Is that still a...
No.
Okay.
YouTube is a wholly owned Google company.
Okay.
So, and that is confusing, right? Because YouTube has a CEO, Susan Wojcicki, but it is under Google. Okay. So anytime you see in the Alphabet earnings reports, it'll be Google and other bets. All of the YouTube earnings are reported under Google. It's fully owned by Google. It's one of those weird corporate structure things. But yeah, it is not a separate company.
And I assume that's the same or similar with what they do for Android or with Android. Their hardware division.
Another example of that is Nest. Nest used to be an Alphabet company,
right?
But they folded it back into Google, and it is now a wholly owned Google company. And Sundar Pichai has kind of made Nest the hardware brand of Google's home devices. So now the Google Home is now the Nest Home, for instance.
Now, who's the CEO of FeedBurner?
There's no CEO of FeedBurner. I imagine there's an engineer.
Yeah, there's one guy.
Right. Oh, I hope that guy doesn't leave anytime soon.
Bottom of our hearts.
Yeah,
for all their hard work.
Yes, don't go anywhere,
please
dude.
Stick around, single engineer of FeedBurner.
Yes. I mean yeah. Like, what I would hope is sorry, a little tangent here, but if FeedBurner ever did go away, which sometimes happens at Google, it would be nice if FeedBurner had a way to sort of give you your feeds in a way that you can now take them and either port them somewhere else or, manually do what you have to do. Maybe they already do that. I don't know. But every year I'm like, is this the year that FeedBurner says goodbye? Is this the year? Is this the one?
Yeah. No, I'm extremely grateful for the fact that FeedBurner has not gone away. I think Google has probably just sort of noticed that it still has high usage and doesn't want the bad press around deprecating it, but also doesn't want to spend a lot of money on it, which is odd to me with everybody getting into podcasting and, Spotify beefing up podcasting and even Google creating its own podcasting directory. I feel like there's an opportunity there for them to leverage something out of FeedBurner. So my guess is either we'll see a FeedBurner replacement put out at some point with a migration path, or you see FeedBurner spun out and either sold or turned into an open source project like what happened with Google Reader, where they sunset it, but they sort of gave people time to create replacement products with it. I don't expect that to happen anytime soon, though, but that would be the eventual fate of it one way or another, I would think.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So how about where does, I know it's all new and we're still sort of making sense of it, but Stadia is what? A separate company in the thing, or Google?
Stadia is just a part of Google.
Okay.
It's not even to the YouTube level. It's just a product, like search.
Okay. It's been a weird couple of weeks for that. Still need some time to figure itself out, but whew.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I'm like, what do I have to say about Stadia that I haven't already said? Like, it's just, you just gotta have to wait till next year.
Yeah,
honestly,
I agree.
See what it really is.
Yeah, what you're all doing is participating in a paid beta. They just didn't.
You
call
really
it
are.
That. Yeah,
I hate to say it, but
they just didn't call it that. They should have called it that, but they didn't, and it's fine. Just know that that's what you're doing, and maybe this all works out in the end. And by then, Microsoft will have xCloud ready to roll, and we'll all have a better, clearer vision of what we want to choose or how we'll choose or what the services will bring us, and time will tell on that. Well, all right. I love this stuff at the high level of the industry stuff, so I'm excited to talk about that today and so much more on the Daily Tech News Show at 2:30 Mountain Time with me and Tom and Sarah and Roger. It's going to be great. Tom, anything else you want to talk about before we go?
I would like to reserve my time today and yield the remainder of my promotional statements to Justin Robert Young. And
do you think there's anybody who hasn't heard about this yet?
Raise the Dead podcast. If I bet there is. Raise your hand in the chat room if you're like, yeah, I've heard about it, but I still don't get it. Raise the Dead podcast is essentially a hardcore history meets politics.
Yeah.
I know Justin doesn't really like the hardcore history comparison because Dan Carlin's so good at what he does, but Justin's pretty darn good at what he does here as well. It's taking the 1960 election of Kennedy and Nixon and examining it to show the parallels to the 2016 election and why Kennedy is the Trump in that scenario and Nixon is the Hillary Clinton. And if that seems counterintuitive, you gotta listen. You just gotta listen.
It is. I hate making jokes about it because it is so good and it is well deserving of all of the accolades of us talking about it and constantly pimping it. It is really, really good.
Yeah, so. It's very good to the point that I was like, oh, okay. My expectations were broken by it. It's really good. So
no, he leveled up with this. So if you haven't already checked it out, raisethedeadpodcast.com.
Yep, do it now. Tom, I'll see you at 2:30. Well, everyone will, but I'll see you at 2 because that's when we start things early. Thanks, everybody. See you, Tom. I don't know why I said everybody. It's like I was leaving.
Thanks, everybody, Tom.
Yeah, we're not leaving. We're still here. Oh, there's Brian's video, everybody. He didn't disappear.
Oh, hi.
Nicole time is now. Now is now.
Yeah.
Now is that time.
Now is the winter of our Nicole discontent.
Our spag tent. Now is the winter of our spag content. There. I got it.
That's it. Perfect.
Something
well
like
done.
that. All right, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. One Nicole Spagnola, who we missed last week. Good to have you back. How are you, Nicole?
I don't feel so sweet.
Oh, you got the bug. You got the winter bug.
I got it. Oh, I was just sleeping. I was like, oh no, I gotta get on morning stream.
Oh man. Well, now we feel bad. What if this thing gets extended by 20 minutes because your cold will last 20 minutes longer because of us?
No.
I'm going to talk about mine for a good solid 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like crap.
I'm so sorry. It's the time of year. You got kids. They bring it home. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. I got it on Thanksgiving. That's when it hit me.
Yeah.
And I cooked all day and then I went right to bed.
Yeah.
And then it just progressively didn't leave.
Mark couldn't step in as the turkey whisperer and give you a little bit of a break. The bird whisperer.
Yeah, the bird whisperer.
Oh, sorry, you made me cough.
It's all right.
Sure, blame me.
It's Brian's fault.
Don't blame the virus. Blame me. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that bums me out because I know how much you love Thanksgiving and you love cooking all that food and making amazing stuff for everybody, and it must have been hard if you weren't feeling well.
I love this time of season, and when I'm sick like this, I'm just like, bah humbug. Ugh, get out of my I just want to go to bed.
Well, bed means streaming stuff, so maybe you have something cool to share with us today.
Yeah, well,
other than your virus.
Hopefully it will cheer you up.
Well, good. Hopefully it'll cheer you up as well. Let's dive in. Normally how we do recommendals is Brian starts with a clip and talks about the thing he saw on a streaming service that he recommends today. So let's do that. Brian, what is it?
Well, it's not The Irishman.
Okay.
Although I watched The Irishman on Sunday night. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to use it as my recommendal. However, it's absolutely recommendal worthy. And just in case either of you picked it, I'll defer from saying anything else, but worth seeing.
All
However,
right.
I'm going to talk about something that, my clip is from something that just came out this year. It's a 9-episode series.
Ooh.
And you'll recognize some voices in here for sure.
Okay, I'll check it out right now with this clip.
It's our daughter. She's been cussing us out because she's grounded from using a helicopter.
She's got herself this boyfriend that is nothing but trouble.
Yep.
He's sending her down a bad path.
I hate hearing that. You know, Kelvin here specializes in youth ministry.
Is that a fact? Yes, sir. I like to connect with the youths. You know, get on their level with sports, activities. We go laser tagging. Mr. Kelvin, is there any way you could sit down with our daughter?
Oh, well, if he won't do it now, me and my wife Tiffany, we'd be more than happy to lend a hand. She's got all kinds of counseling skills.
Well, actually, Daddy, I can do it. I mean, I deal with jerk kids in my house every single day.
Okay, haha, I can do it, Daddy. I'll sit down with her, bad girl to bad girl.
No, Kelvin's got this.
It would be an honor to deliver your daughter to Christ.
Righteous Gemstones.
Absolutely.
It's the Kristen Dunst series on Showtime.
It is not.
What?
It is not. It has a red light on. It's a red on-air light on top. It's The Righteous Gemstones, just like Scott just said.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the John Goodman series on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm thinking of
John
something else
Goodman.
then.
It's really, I should say, it's the Danny McBride show because he wrote it and directs it and stars in it as one of the three sons of John Goodman. Actually, one of the three sibling children of John Goodman. Danny McBride, Adam Devine, and Edie Patterson, who is for me now the breakout star of 2019 with this, and she played Fran in Knives Out.
She's
I
great.
got to see Knives Out.
Yeah.
With the spider crawling on her face.
That's great. She's great in that. So good.
She's great in that, but she is even better in this. Like, this is breakthrough role of Edie Patterson. We're going to be seeing a lot of her in comedy, I think, from going forward. This has Dermot McRolney in it. Even.
Nice.
Nicole in a very prominent face. And the other voices you were hearing in that, you're hearing
John Goodman.
I heard this guy.
Sound to me you've been reading a lot of newspapers printed in Washington, D.C.
Walton Goggins, who plays
Yeah.
Baby Billy, who is the nephew, or not nephew, the brother-in-law of John Goodman's character.
Yeah.
Marla Maples, you even heard in that clip.
Marla Maples Trump.
Marla Maples freaking Trump in that
Wow.
clip that you just heard. Toby Huss.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 9-episode series, HBO. It is a quick watch because the first and last episodes are almost an hour, but everything else is half an hour. It's about, basically, it's Arrested Development with more money and religion, because it's a bunch of family members who kind of hate each other and are kind of all fighting for the love of their father, but they're all broken in so many ways. And it is excellent. It is hilarious, and I'm going to give you the heads up right now. Don't watch this with the kids. There's a fair amount of, there's certainly a lot of swearing in it, but there's a fair amount of nudity in it, and there's a lot of man-ween in it, more than you would expect there to be.
Tell me it's not McBride's wiener. We're not getting that, are we? Or
You don't
John
get
Goodman?
McBride's wiener, but you do get Crowder's bum.
Oh, Crowder bum.
Crowder bum.
Do you get Crowder? Okay, get Crowder bum. Do you get John Goodman bum or wiener? No.
You get no nudity from John Goodman.
Okay. So a lot of
That's
chat says
good.
dudity. We're getting some dudity.
We've been blessed.
That is good. We live a blessed life. # blessed.
But it is it is great. It is absolutely it kind of got overshadowed because Watchmen, I think, came out started the same weekend as this. Both, I think, are Sunday night or were Sunday night shows.
Well, and you got the Dark Materials too.
Right.
So.
Her dark
I think this beat all those to air, but I think they. Well, so Justin. Speaking of Justin, wouldn't leave me alone when this was happening. Episode to episode, he was constantly texting me saying
about
this is
Gemstones.
going. This is the best show on TV. Best show on TV. Why aren't you watching the show? I'm like, I will. I'll get to it. I just haven't gotten to it. Oh, it's the best show. It's the best show. He wouldn't shut up about it, and he still, as far as I know, still thinks it's the greatest thing HBO ever did. So I don't know.
It is hilarious, and it's got that. It makes you feel uncomfortable right from the get-go. There's like basically one character in this thing that you kind of are the that's kind of the audience connection, like the normal character that kind of watches this almost from the outside, but they're very much on the inside. And it's somebody you know very well, Nicole, from Booksmart. It's the guy who plays the rich guy that basically Skylar Gizondo, right? Tries to buy everybody's attention. Skylar Gizondo or Gizondo. He was in Vacation, the new version of Vacation, and Santa Clarita Diet.
There was a new version of Vacation.
Yeah. With
Did
what's
I
his
miss
name
that?
from the
guy from The
office?
Office.
What's his name?
Yeah, Andy Bernard. Andy Bernard was the grown up Rusty Griswold.
Yeah, I totally blocked that one out.
So they swim in like a sewer pond or something dumb. That's all I know about it. Yeah.
Speaking of Booksmart, thank you so much for recommending it that week. Last week.
Absolutely. I'm glad I could do it in your absentia, because we would have been fighting over who got to recommend till Booksmart.
I'll clarify. It's not my top movie, coming of age movie. It's one of them now. Like it got up there to Breakfast Club for me.
Wow.
Like, it's so good.
That was the one I said last week would be hard to top for me. So it's interesting that it got that close.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a number one. Breakfast Club. If I really had to think about it, Breakfast Club might be it. But it's so good. I loved it, and I smiled the whole way through it. So
Breakfast Club has this one magical ability that is weird. All generations relate to it. Like I've yet to show it to somebody. Like Nick watches it and says, "Oh man, this speaks to me." My daughters watch it. Oh, it speaks to me. They all watched it in high school, and they all think it's about. I don't mean that they think it was just made, but they all feel like it speaks to them.
Right.
No matter what generation you come from, and that's a rare thing, man. That's a hard thing to pull off. So I don't know if anything will ever top it, but you guys do have me very curious about Booksmart.
I think I think if you watched it with your kids, they would probably enjoy it.
I think I should clarify. Jeannie says it didn't to me. I would say anybody who grew up in the 80s and then forward. So from the release of the film and forward, I think you're covered. I think if you go back further, I don't know. Like my parents don't really relate to it. My uncles probably would watch it and go, "That's dumb."
I honestly think Booksmart, though, is for this generation. I mean, there's so many.
When you say this, you mean like the Gen Zs, the teens of today?
Millennial, I guess, if you want to. I mean, it touches on a number of just pressures that I don't think the 80s kids, the 90s kids had to deal with. And I think Booksmart kind of touches on it in a funny way, in a serious way, I don't know. It was just really kind of neat to see it recognized in a movie that way. And it was also awesome to see female lead characters in one of those kind of coming of age movies that was enjoyable to watch.
I love that girl who's in Unbelievable. What's her name again?
She's great. And talk about 2 different roles for her, from Booksmart to Unbelievable.
Yeah, to go to do a more comedic thing. She's just perfect for that kind of stuff. She has a certain vulnerability to her that just makes her really compelling to watch. She's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. So double recommendation there. Gemstones and a reminder how good Booksmart is, everybody.
Yes, on Hulu.
All right, here's my clip.
Of course, on HBO.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Here is my clip. It is a short one, and it is another documentary because Scott loves those. So here it is.
Look where we've come from.
Yeah, look where we come from. Nowhere.
We're up against this very, very difficult terrain. 45-degree slopes, unstable rock. So many miles to make, and we have to constantly be on the move.
It's hard to tell people how hard it is. There's not a trail at all. You're climbing up and down thousands and thousands of vertical feet, and you have got to store food ahead of you.
All right, any guesses?
That documentary about the free climbing.
Nope. That was my one.
That
I did that last week.
Last week.
Yeah,
that was last week.
But you're on the right trail because this is also on Disney Plus, and it's also one of those National Geographic documentaries. Very similar.
Seems like it's very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. No guesses.
What is it?
All right, I'll tell
I don't
you.
know.
Nicole's ready.
Wait, let's get this over with so I can get back to sleep.
Go back to bed. It is a movie called Into the Grand Canyon, and it's similar in that it's, here's another natural wonder and man's attempt to sort of conquer it, but it's a little bit different this time. It deals with these 2 reporters who've worked together for years and years. They do a lot of international reporting, and they're a pretty daring pair as it is, but they're also in a lot of ways kind of an odd couple, but somehow they're these super good friends. They both live in Arizona, and they decide that they want to do the length of the Grand Canyon, which hardly anyone ever does. Like, it's a super rare thing. And the reason it's rare is if you just do as the crow flies, it's not that long. But on the ground, it's months of travel. Like, it's 2.5 months of constant walking because of the way that the Grand Canyon is built. You can take a river trip through there, and that's much easier. But if you're talking about hiking through the Grand Canyon, it's a monster. And not very many people do it. Many try, they don't succeed. It's kind of the Everest of canyon hikes, which I really didn't know any of that stuff. I just sort of know it as, we drive up to the rim and look over it. Isn't that cool? All right, kids, we're on our way to Hoover Dam now. Like, you don't really think about it in that context. But so they tried to do it. The first attempt, they failed miserably. Their feet fell apart. They had horrible sunburns and awful hydration problems, and they couldn't get the food in the right places. So the next time they planned it out better, got smarter people to help them. They literally have to have somebody go way out ahead of their crew and plant food in various places before they get there, because you're not going to eat if you don't. And the water's super scarce. They ran out of water a few times on this thing and had to drink out of rain puddles that were barely there. All of this in sort of a modern context. And at the same time, they talk about preservation stuff and how companies are trying to over tourist the place and put a big tram on it, and the Indian reservation there, who owns part of the land, won't let it happen, and they voted it down in this documentary. So there's a lot of that stuff if you're into it. But anyway, I really liked it. I found it really interesting. And if you are into, documentaries about everything from survival to natural wonders to, stuff like that, this is one of those. And it's well made. It's like Free Solo in that it's a well-made documentary by people who seem to know what they're doing. And I liked it a lot. So definitely something you want to check out. If you have Disney Plus, it's super easy. It's one of the first ones they have on there. And these have impressed me so much so far, these 2 in a row, including the red on air light version of the one Brian recommended months ago. I like them so much. I think I'm just going to keep digging through those because they're all.
You liked them
really
so
good.
much, you're going to start free solo climbing.
I am.
This weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to do El Capitan next week. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Sure.
Anyway, it was very good. And also, about 10 or 15 people sent me texts or emails this week saying, "Did you hear that guide you guys talked about?"
I know.
Even Brian did.
And Tina Tina started by sending me a text saying the guy from Free Solo died. I'm like, oh, what? Alex Gunnell died? And then like I went and did a search and then found and I texted Scott without doing any research to any verification. And while Scott was replying back to me, nope, different guy, I was finding out, nope, different guy, because Tina saw Free Solo Climber dies on El Capitan, and it was lowercase Free Solo Climber dies, not capital Free Solo Climber dies.
That's like saying it would be
tragic.
like it's super
Still.
tragic. It's awful. And
It is
that
traffic. We're not
movie.
making light of that.
Oh,
No,
not at
it's
all. And that movie
light of
the movie gets into that. Like it talks a ton
It
about
does.
people who die constantly. A lot of his friends who died, but this guy who died last week was a different dude. But man, I couldn't do it. I freaking couldn't do it. And also these Grand Canyon people, they're insane. They'd have to airlift me out of there. I couldn't do it. It was just crazy. They were coming up on the ledge. Some of the ledges they had to go through with 1,000 feet of canyon below them. Unbelievable. Really good. Anyway, worth watching. Nicole, it is now your turn. What do you have?
Okay. Yeah, it takes all types of people to do stuff, right? I couldn't do that either.
Yep.
But I'd rather watch a silly Christmas movie.
All right.
Oh, good. I hope you've got a silly Christmas recommendal.
Yeah.
I have a silly Christmas recommendal. I'm going to, for the second year in a row, I'm going to recommend and remind people on Hulu, Daddy's Home 2 is streaming, and we've watched it a number of times already this holiday season. I recommended it.
Movie?
It's a Christmas movie. It should say Daddy's Home for Christmas, not
no kidding.
Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home 2, or is it Daddy's Home also, or Daddy's Home again?
Yeah, my wife, Kim, just watched this with Carter the other day while I was gone, and they liked it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's a dumb question because I feel like I know the exact premise of the movie from the trailer, but do you need to have watched Daddy's Home 1 to appreciate Daddy's Home 2?
Absolutely not. I've never seen the first one.
Oh,
and I
okay.
love, you get the premise easily from
I would expect so, yeah.
Well, the original, so the first movie, as I understand it, Mark Wahlberg's wife leaves him for Will Ferrell for some reason.
I don't know if that is, I don't know if that is how it starts. I really don't know. I know that's what ends up like.
And it's Linda Cardellini, who I love.
Yeah, she gets with Will Ferrell, and
yeah, and then they used to,
and they have to sort out the whole stepdad and stuff.
Right. And then so this one's the one with Mel Gibson and I can't think of his name. The preacher from
Third Rock from the Sun. Footloose preacher.
The dad.
Why can't I think of
Also
his name?
known as
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Lithgow, yes,
God
right.
dang it, dude.
Jeez. By the way, Daddy's Home 1 not streaming, so just jump right
Don't
to
worry
Daddy's Home
about
2.
it. You don't need to see it. Watch.
So I'm just confirming that, you know. Don't let that hold you back.
I tweeted about it because Mark and I were talking. He goes, it's really, because he was telling me he's watching Deep Space Nine right now, and he likes that there's like a father-son relationship in the series, and the son is older, and he's like, you really don't see a lot of affection between father and son, like hugs and kisses on TV. And I said, oh, let's watch Daddy Home 2.
Yeah,
because there's a whole scene of kissing, father and son kissing. It's awesome.
Yeah, so
it's so awesome.
Because
awesome.
Lithgow and Will Ferrell are like the you know, they're
They're
a super
perfect together.
lovey
They're perfect.
dovey. Yeah, and Mel Gibson. It's nice to see him once in a while. Either not in some story about how big of a douche he is, or you know, some movie that's hard to watch. It's nice to see him just do something once in a while.
As weird as it is, I'll watch a Mel Gibson movie before I watch a Kevin Spacey movie right now. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
At all. Yeah.
He's just
Mel Gibson was made an ass of himself. Kevin Spacey made an ass of all of us.
Wow. You know what? That's about right. I think that's it.
Is that the way to think of it?
Yeah. Because if you told me that we were, like, for Film Sack, if we ever watched that revenge movie he's in, what's that called? I can't remember anything today.
Which one?
Payback.
Payback. If we ever watch Payback, we're totally watching it. I love Payback.
For sure.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Payback's amazing. Anyway, well, that's there you go. So tell us more.
Sorry, So here's the recommendal. I just wanted to. I don't like to recommend things I've already recommended, so I just wanted to remind you that
it's a re-recommendal.
It's a re-recommendal. I can't even talk today.
A re-rental. Got it.
Blame it on the NyQuil.
I did take NyQuil last night for the first time.
I could smell it on your breath. Yeah. You're supposed to only do a shot though, Nicole, not the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's making me off. I don't know. Because I wasn't this off yesterday. So, all right. So I'm gonna put the link in. I couldn't find a clip. It's probably gonna spoil the movie, but whatever. Here.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So it's in there. Let me click it like a clicky man that I am.
Clicky man.
Oh, Kim, watch this. Okay. Here, I'm playing it. Here we go.
Frozen 3.
Yo! Snow cone! Oh, yes, here's my hyperactive little reindeer. My name is Noelle Kringle.
Morning, Princess.
My partridge in a pear tree underwear needs washing.
Oh, well, then my Christmas wish has been granted.
Christmas runs in my family. My dad was Santa, and now it's my brother Nick's turn to wear the hat.
Stocking full of coal if I've ever seen one.
He saved a kitten from a tree.
Some nice.
Noelle, will your brother be ready by Christmas? Of course. He's a Kringle. Look what you're doing.
I don't want to do this.
No. This is great. Let it happen.
This is not going well.
Okay, so my wife watched this and loved it. She loved it.
I've told Tina to wait and watch it with me because it looks like something she'd watch without me.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looked like a Hallmark movie to me when I first saw it, but then I went, "Oh wait, Dave or
it has Bill Hader. It has you heard Shirley MacLaine in there.
She's my favorite character in the bits I saw. She looked great.
Right.
Yeah.
And then of course Anna Kendrick as Noelle. So the movie is called Noelle. It's a Disney Plus exclusive. So if you have Disney Plus, you can watch it on Disney Plus. I had no idea this was coming out, and I was, the kids and I were just kind of hanging out. I'm like, oh, let's put this on and see what it's about. And it's like the chat room. It's stupid. It's pretty dumb, but it takes elements of some of my favorite movies, like Elf.
Mm-hmm. It's very Elf, by the way. Very Elf.
Really? Good. Because I love Elf.
Because the idea is it's like, a denizen of the North Pole who's normally a full-time Christmas person is now in the real world and learning how to deal with real things.
So she's a real elf and not like a.
Well, she's not an. I mean, is Santa an elf?
He's a jolly old elf.
The head elf.
He's a jolly old elf.
Yeah.
So this is the Kringle family, and you're following the Kringle family in the lead. So there's elements of Arthur Christmas, the Santa Claus, and Elf kind of all wrapped up in this one called Noelle. So I got as I was watching it, I had oh, that makes me think of Arthur Christmas, or oh, that makes me think of Santa Claus. It was still cute. They go to Phoenix, which I used to live in, so I'm just like, oh god, Christmas in Phoenix. So it's funny to see someone that is used. She's supposed to be used to the cold, so she goes to Phoenix for Christmas, and she's like, why is it so hot? But
very
it's
cool.
Cute. It's very cute. It's a great family movie. Probably add it to our Christmas roundup.
Kim said, if you like Elf, you'll really like this, was her thing. So if you're one of those people that likes to see Elf every year.
I love Elf.
I like Elf as well. I think I would. And
the
parts I saw
up to Elf, but it's getting there.
The parts that I saw of this, I liked. I didn't see the whole thing, just bits and pieces. Sadly, I didn't see much Bill Hader, but I was just popping in and out of the room when this was happening. But at the end of all of it, she said, "Oh, that was like Elf. I'd watch that again every year." So.
Billy from the Street. Billy
Eichner.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in it. I love him.
Billy Eichner.
What is he? He's in the credits here. What does he do?
I don't want to ruin it for you.
What does he do?
I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I know what he does in life. I mean, like in this movie, I can't remember what.
I'm not gonna tell you. Watch it. It's funny.
All right, I'll watch it.
He pays people $1 if they can name 5 Meryl Streep movies.
That's awesome.
He has a pretty important role in the movie, so it's not just like
he's on a Disney. He's on a Disney roll. He was Pumbaa, or not Pumbaa. What's the standing rat's name? And
Timon.
Timon. Standing rat. I can't think of any
Oh
words.
my god.
Please tell me that in this movie he runs up to Anna Kendrick and pays her $1 if she can decorate a cupcake to look like Jordan Peele.
I mean,
no.
we can always hope,
Unfortunately,
Brian.
he doesn't.
Yeah, we can hope.
Oh.
Anyway,
And
it's
then also, who's the dad from Family Ties?
Oh,
Michael Gross.
Michael Gross.
He's in it.
What?
I'm
Really?
pretty sure that he's in it. Yeah.
Wait,
Getting guns out of the basement?
I was gonna say, are we between Tremors movies filming, or
he's the only consistent Tremors actor at this point, isn't he?
he's the only one? Nobody else is on that those Tremors movies.
He's like
but him.
Stifler's dad. And,
Yeah.
oh, sure, I'll be in all of your American Pies. Sure, whatever. That's Stifler's
right.
dad.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, but it was the.
There's the other kid, Saving Silverman's dad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember
We
his
can't think of
character's
anyone's
name.
names, so it's just movie mash here.
I just know some of the B and C actors. I never remember their I'm always impressed when you guys remember names. I'm like, when he played that guy from that movie, that's how I know.
Well,
him, so.
sometimes they click though, and sometimes they don't. Like Michael Gross came to me pretty quick, but if you tell me to name somebody else, it's a 75% chance I'm not going to be able to
Did
get
you
it.
guys talk about Cameo? I bet you we could find Michael Gross on Cameo.
Oh, probably. We haven't talked about Cameo.
So Cameo is like what, a service to hire actors to be a cameo
Yeah.
in your movie?
It's not just actors;
not
it's
for your movie.
athletes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's for
it's like-
you.
Right. So like you can say, I'd like to pay $15 to have Debbie Gibson serenade you for your birthday, and she will
Yeah.
do it for $15
She
or
will
whatever
do
her current price is.
Wait,
I
does
think
she
hers is
call?
like $100.
Does she call you? How do you do it?
No, they
she
do. They
records
just record it.
a
Yeah,
video
it's
specifically for you.
But they upload it to the service, and you can watch all of them. And it's really uncomfortable to watch. So you could see.
Oh, you
and they
can see
get
other ones that they've
rated,
done?
and they get rated too. So like, if they did a bad job, I can give them a 1 star and say like, Sean Astin did a crappy job telling me happy birthday.
Oh, I wonder how much I could get Lisa Vanderpump to
Oh my God.
send a message to Tina, because
It's
she's one of the Real
seriously,
Housewives. It'd be really
like, if
funny.
I mean, it's crazy. You could just set it up.
350, forget it.
Dude,
Vanderpump doesn't rule that much.
no, dude, John McAfee's on here. That crazy dude that made McAfee software and then went nuts. You can do him.
Yeah. Oh, he's on there?
Yeah.
Oh, you can
There's
get
some
Lance,
really
Lance
weird ones.
Bass
There's a
from
lot.
Instinct for $199.
Denise
There's a lot
Richards.
of YouTubers.
All right. What I would like to do.
I'm gonna
is
find
I
one
wanna
of the
do-
golden. I'm gonna find Betty White for you, Scott.
Okay. I actually want to do this for somebody. If it's
Yeah.
that, but I want it to be super cheap and dumb.
Get Teen Wolf to send a message, or not Teen Wolf, Teen Witch. Teen Witch to get.
Some of them do it for charity. So
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of them that get on there and say whatever I earn is going 100%. So like the guy Dupas, he's a director. He's also an actor. I can't remember his first name. Mark Dupas, is it?
Yeah. Duplass.
Duplass?
Duplass.
Yeah.
Duplass.
Dupas.
Dupas.
Flavor
Crazy.
Flav is $250. Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall, $35.
Yes, but he's
the
raising money.
steal.
I think he's raising money.
Is he good? He is. Oh my gosh! Wow. Have you looked at his?
Oh,
Yeah,
same
not-
with Larry Thomas, who plays the Soup Nazi. He'll do it for $60, and it's all for the red thing, the cancer
Yeah,
thing.
they have a whole red campaign, but then there's also ones that do individual, like 100% will go to this organization.
Anthony Michael Hall for $200. Andy Dick for $99.
It gets weird when you start looking at like the rates. And
See, I don't. When you see these people at like Comic-Con and stuff, though, and they're it's
Mm-hmm.
$60 for a photo and a autograph and stuff
about
like
right.
that. I don't. You know what? I think what's good about this is the money goes directly to them and not like 80% to an agent and or manager.
maybe.
And
But I'm sure Cameo's taking a cut.
I'm sure Cameo's taking a cut, but certainly not like like an agent. Oh yeah,
Sure.
Kevin McDonald's doing it for Red, which is cool.
Yeah, there's a
Kevin
bunch
McDonald
like that.
though looks a lot different, very different than he did on Kids in the Hall. Holy cow! Holy cow!
Hey, Brian, I got good news for you.
Yeah.
Ruth Buzzy. Remember Ruth Buzzy?
I do remember Ruth Buzzy. Can we get JP Morgan?
Maybe.
Is JP Morgan on this?
Kevin Conroy's on here, Batman animated voice guy.
Oh.
He's doing it for Red.
What's funny is one of the people that came on America's Next Top Podcaster during not Celebrity Interview Week, but coaching the Point Counterpoint, Hal Lublin is on here.
That's cool.
Denise Richards, Benjamin 006 says Denise Richards will do it for part of a leftover bagel.
Oh man, she's
that's
all right.
When you start watching them, like, you know, the iPhone camera is not forgiving.
No,
yeah, I know.
Some of them are not good.
You know what though? Denise Richards, I'm looking at hers. She still looks fantastic.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks as good as ever.
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt's on there too.
Oh my gosh, Brett Favre wants 500. F off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
F off, Brett.
Oh, I have a neighbor who'd probably pay that though.
You know what? My wife went to high school with him. She should just get it. That sucks.
Well, then she should text him and say, "Hey, Brett.
Hey, Brett, give us a favor," and he'll say, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
and that'll be the end of it.
Send a text that doesn't show your ween in it.
Oh my gosh!
Show me the money.
Jonathan Goldsmith, the most interesting man in the world from those commercials.
Yeah, he's on there.
250, not bad. 250.
Santa, they put a Santa up there too. A pretty good looking Santa.
Snoop Dogg wants
how much
750.
Wait, so there's a guy dressed up as Santa. How much is that fake Santa cost?
$35, and you
that's
can
not
get a
bad. All right.
personalized message from Santa.
Billy, you've been a very bad boy. I'm going to poop on your plate of cookies and piss in your milk. Goodbye.
Oh, great. Melissa Gilbert is right next to Anthony Scaramucci. I don't want him to do anything. This is crazy. I didn't think I was going to go down a rabbit hole here, but I am.
I told you. I warned you. Sorry.
Right. No, Nicole texted us this link yesterday, and I got back from trivia about 10 o'clock. And instead of sitting on my iPad watching Watchmen like I should have been doing, I was scrolling through these because I could not.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. Like you go through page after page of YouTube sensation and influencer, and then you get to Deep Roy from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Mike TV from the original Charlie and or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, they got Gary Busey in here for $350.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
No thanks.
Well, what's the cheapest Real Housewife that I can get?
Yeah, can I list this by by price?
Yes, you can go. Yeah. You can go lowest to highest, and you can sort it by actor, YouTube star, athletes. I'm not sure. Musicians.
They have a lot of YouTubers
they categorize
on here.
them.
Do they have
there's a lot of YouTubers.
Is there a podcasters category?
There are podcasters in there.
Yeah, you would probably be, if you did it, you would be under the YouTube category.
Oh, they just put all those influencers in one bucket there.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank you, Lesarge. Thank you for making sure that makes into a title. What's the cheapest Real Housewife I can get?
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you know what? These guys are pretty cheap, Brian. You can get Tazon Day for 65 bones. It's not bad.
65. That's still a ripoff.
Yeah, he'll turn.
He'll turn. One of the Breakfast Club.
He'll turn from the mic to
who
breathe.
From the Breakfast Club?
Oh, who?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah.
Other influencer types. How about Ricky Berwick? Have you seen this guy? He's like he's the self-proclaimed quote unquote. This is his words. Funniest cripple on YouTube. Unquote. That's not me saying it. Okay, I'm just clearing that up for all the listeners so you don't send me your emails. That's what he says. Anyway, he does a bunch of TikTok and YouTube stuff, and you can get him for $30. I'll bet we could get on here, and we should do it for charity. We should totally do this.
It would be, you know what? I'd totally be up for that. I'd love to see the kind of stuff that people ask us to do, and I would do. No, I won't say anything because somebody's going to make me drink thick and liquid. But there's a Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh, no way.
Gosh.
There is?
Yeah, I'm looking to see. So I can get Karen Sierra, who's on the Real Housewives of Miami, for $15.
Oh, you should do that.
Yeah.
You should totally
Except
do that.
I don't think Tina watches the Real Housewives of Miami. I think she's Orange County, Beverly Hills, and that might be it.
Oh, they have a whole group. They have a whole group of furries you can do. I don't know these people, but like Glitch, Pikes, Kiwi Fox, Mark Barks.
Mark
Barks. That's amazing. Are you sure you know where Mark is at night? He doesn't disappear for a while, and I'm just making sure it's not that he's not him. Okay.
They have a whole holiday category: Jesus Christ, Santa Claus.
You can call Jesus.
How much is it to get Jesus to wish your brother a happy
$25 bucks.
25 bucks. You have chosen poorly. Is
But
what I
he's
would say.
but this is also going to the red charity.
That's cool.
Which is kind of nice.
Oh, here
I want
it
to
is.
wish you a happy my birthday to you, and hope you get all the presents you want for my birthday.
They got bloggers on here.
It's crazy.
All right, this is
Lots
Rabbit
of-
Hole Central. Holy crap.
Sorry, I took you down that rabbit hole.
Totally
But it's
is though. Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman. I'm blaming Pee Wee Herman because he reminded me of it because he's on it now. He just joined.
Oh.
Well, you can get Tootie and Natalie for the combo for the low price of about $150.
Really?
Yeah.
It's quite a deal, Brian. Quite a deal.
Tootie and Natalie.
You know the guy, okay, this is just a...
Corey, all right. Oh, we should play. This is the game we should be playing. What are they charging?
Yeah.
Give you a little game show music really quickly. I've got some.
All right,
for you.
hold
Ready?
on. Let me pull something up here. The only one I have handy is this. We'll just use it. Why not? Okay, whoops, that doesn't go higher. Okay, here we go. All right, the hot new Frog Pants Show. How much are they? Brian Ibbett is the host.
All right. How much will Corey Feldman charge you to make a cameo film for you?
Well, Brian is
$100.
and the audience is going 100, 250. Yes.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say Corey Feldman fetches 178. Nicole, what do you say?
$100.
All right.
Scott is closest without going over $202 to get.
Oh, you know, I saw him
203.
last night. He also couples up with the guy from the Lost Boys, the Frog Brothers. So the
Oh.
Frog Brothers,
Oh,
I think,
sure.
is $250.
Yeah, how do you do that with one of them's dead though? Right?
No.
No, the Frog Brothers from
Yeah,
the
the
Lost
other
Boys. That
the
wasn't
other frog brother
Oh.
wasn't Corey Haim.
Oh,
It
I'm
was,
thinking of the two. Okay, never mind. I thought they.
All right. One more for you.
Okay.
Actor Peter Weller. How much for actor Peter Weller?
He played RoboCop. He was in Naked
RoboCop,
Lunch. He's a good actor. Star Trek.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, one of those new Star Trek movies. Forget which one.
$50.
Upper Murphy.
I'm gonna give him $100.
150.
Yeah.
Peter Weller.
And
I like Peter Weller.
Ball.
Son, who are you? Please drop
Should I give you one more? All right, I got one more for you.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Frodo, or whatever. Sean Astin.
Oh, I know this
from
one. 'Cause
Stranger Things and Lord of the Rings. Oh, do you really?
Oh,
because I've actually toyed about doing. I was like, maybe $350 is a lot of money.
what would you make him say? Because I would make him go potato. That's what I'd make him do. Or I'd say I don't mean to, Mr.
You
Frodo.
do it too. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I would want. All right. Well, well
But
done.
it's $350, isn't it?
It's how much?
She says
350,
350.
right?
I'll say.
It is not 350.
I'll say
It's not?
275.
295.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Scott is really good.
Rocking
You work
this
for
game.
Cameo? Like, are you? It's like you're the pricing guy.
I just like
They
this.
have a whole ASMR.
Do they really?
Yes. If you type in AMSR in the chat or in the search, there's a ton of ASMR.
Oh yeah, look at
people in there.
these. ASMR
135.
shortbread, night shift ASMR, Rose
crazy.
ASMR.
Oh, interesting.
Tom Arnold for 100.
Let's see one of their videos. Are you ready? Let's hear it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's ASMR.
What?
Oh, she's being really quiet.
What are we doing?
Hold on.
We're listening to some ASMR. Cameo.
Okay, here she goes. Oh, she's so quiet.
She's stuck.
Here it is.
Dave Lerman, is that you?
Oh my gosh, dude. I can't do it. I can't do it. I had to turn that
Oh,
off.
Steve Gutenberg for 125.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, actually. Yeah.
You can get them.
Let Justin know that there's a bunch of wrestlers on here too. So Brett the Hitman Hart is on here.
Yeah, Jake the Snake I see in
sorry,
there.
We're just going through Cameo and just.
Wow. Christopher, whose last name I can't remember, who played Shooter McGavin, is on here as Shooter McGavin.
Yep. I saw
Not
that.
as, yeah. So he's like, you just kind of got to lean into it. Like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go by the name people know me as.
He knows where his bread's buttered. That guy. He knows what's
It
up.
cost you $500 to bet on black. Wesley Snipes.
Oh, Snipes is on there. I feel like maybe everyone is. So
No, they're not. They're
Why
not.
not? Why not popular morning show hosts Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett? That's what we're gonna aim for. We're getting on there.
Do it for charity, and I'll do
I would
it.
totally do it for
Yeah,
charity.
we'll do it for charity. Sure. Let's do it for. I like the red thing or
How much do
whatever.
you think Perez Hilton is?
Perez
I would say
Hilton.
225.
I'll say 380.
$90.
90
Oh,
bucks.
Nice.
We were both wrong, but you were more right, Brian. Nice job.
Barry Williams, Brady Bunch, doing it for red, $125.
Not bad.
John Schneider.
Oh, John Schneider,
John
Superman's
Schneider.
dad, in and also from the
From the Dukes of Hazzard?
The Dukes of Hazzard. Order of importance here. I couldn't get it right. Sam Elliott on there? No, chat room. No.
There's a lot of women who look kind of porny in here.
Well, I'm sure there's porn people, right? Gotta be porn people.
I haven't really looked.
I don't know.
This lady's only ever done one. Let's see. I'm trying to
get the Soprano daughter, Jamie Lynn Sigler, for 125.
Here, I'll
Danica McKellar, when she's not doing Hallmark Channel movies, you can get her for $85.
Oh,
There's a lot of Hallmark actresses on here.
Well, there just are a lot of Hallmark actresses.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Cameo is about the that's the Hallmark Channel of the internet now.
I'm trying to see if our buddy Liam's on here. Possible.
There's a lot of voice actors. The voice actor from Nightmare Before Christmas is on here.
Yeah.
Frakes, you can get Frakes for 175. I might use him for the next if we ever do another Frog Pants All Stars. I'll get Frakes to do the intro. I'll pay 175 to have Frakes do the intro.
Yeah, I'd probably give you a little less.
I wonder if they would do intros.
Ooh, adult film star. We can get adult film star Buck Angel for $10. I don't know who that is, but that's okay. That's
I
a
know.
good.
How is he pressing the start and stop button on his phone? I see both of his hands.
Yeah, this is really weird. Oh, yeah, they have a whole category of adult film stars. Dude, Ron Jeremy, $200. Good Lord.
Sherry O'Terry and John Lovitz. All right, who charges more? Sherry O'Terry. Oh, they both charge the same. Never mind.
That's perfect.
I actually found Cameo because of the voice of Beast Boy, Greg Sipes. He gets on here on occasion and does these for charity. So Tara Strong, who voices not his counterpart, Raven.
Right.
She's
great.
here.
She does tons of
She
stuff.
does a lot, but I know her as Raven.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. She does so much.
Yeah.
But she's on here too.
She's queen of VO. She does more VO than most VO people.
I thought you said BO.
And they can turn theirs on and off. They don't have to keep accepting. So like there's certain ones that only come on for a period of time and then they'll turn their account off.
So
Lou Ferrigno, $100.
$100 for Lou Ferrigno.
$40 for Steve Burns from Blue's Clues, the original Blue's Clues. That's really good, actually. He is doing it for charity.
Can anyone find out if Krusty Space Hands is on here?
Oh yeah, let me take a look. John Delancey.
John Delancey, Delancey, because he wouldn't do it for me for $1. Remember that whole thing?
I'm
was
sorry,
in
I
Vegas.
took you down this rabbit hole.
No. This is a fun time. Is he on there? He's probably
no John DeLuca, but no John Delancey.
Okay. Well, John Delancey's no John DeLuca. I can tell you that. All right. Well, that was a fun trip. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole.
It is a rabbit hole. I mean, you start looking at these and you keep scrolling because it's like, oh my God. And you get through like a page or two. Tara Reid for $200. You get through a page or two of people you don't know. And then it's like, oh, hey, Tommy Chong, you can get for $150.
$150. That's it. You can get some weed for $150. Nice job.
That's right.
I don't think Will Wheaton's on there. I looked for Will Wheaton. I couldn't find him.
I don't think he's on there.
No.
But I bet you, I mean, if you present it as this is for charity,
yeah,
a lot of them I think do it.
Is it weird that when I
for 120 and his photo is the best Ratzenberger.
John
I gotta
Ratzenberger's?
see if it's. Oh, you can't see his photo on his when you go to his actual page. So I'm gonna have to.
You can
screenshot it.
Screen cap.
They have a whole category called Comic-Con too.
Oh, I'll bet.
That's gonna get.
So probably some cosplayers and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the actor from Game of Thrones who played the Night King is on there.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's perfect for that circuit. that's where that guy belongs.
You know, calling to wish Melissa happy birthday. Hope you have a really great day.
What?
Brian's still on Ratzenberger. We moved on to Night King. Brian's got Ratzenberger.
All right, I'm trying to find the photo, trying to get you the photo of Ratzenberger. It's like he's standing in a shower.
I want to see it.
But fully dressed.
I want to see it. Real
go.
quick though,
There you go.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Now I forgot. It was a dumb thing I was going to ask, and I forgot what it was. Oh, it's strange that as I flip through these, the ones I see for money annoy me. The ones I see for money and a charity tag
don't
annoy me. And the opposite, I go, oh, that's so cool. They would do that. Like they would. Everything else feels weird and desperate to me. I don't know why I'm having that impression, but I'm just telling you how it looks to me. It looks to me like if you're doing charity, way to go. If it's
but some of these people, some of these people are between jobs, and again, this is, I think, a good way for them to make money. That's not a majority of it's not taken by an agent or a manager. I think
I don't disagree with you. I'm just telling you that's how it looks.
How it makes you feel.
Yeah.
When I start watching some of the videos too that don't say for charity, I get really uncomfortable watching the videos. Yeah.
This song. Ooh. Okay, I'm in a bad place on this site. I'm going to get out of here. This is no good. I don't want to know about Cadence Lux and how much you're going to pay to have her do it. All right, moving up. All right. Well, anyway, hey, Nicole, it's been a treat here today.
Yes.
I hope you feel better. That's the real thing.
Me too.
And stay out of trouble. No, I don't know. You're not in trouble. You're always good. What else can I tell you? That's it. You have anything else you want to say? Anything to promote?
No, we're on a kind of a bit of a hiatus with Ladies Elite, because Kim moved out into the country and has satellite internet and we can't sync up.
Dude, satellite internet is horrible. It's the worst.
There's like a 8 to 10 second delay when we're talking to her. So I'm like, well, I guess we're going to go on a break for a while.
Yeah. There's nothing
we
worse.
Get that sorted out.
It's the worst. I mean, if you have nothing else, I guess it'll do in a pinch, but
yeah,
it's
but not
very
for
bad.
recording a podcast.
I agree. Well, good luck. Oh, Nicole Spags, where you want to follow her. She'll talk about today's recommendals on there, maybe. But if not, it's okay. If you got to go,
I will.
Go to bed.
I'll throw them up there.
All right. Get some nice hot tea. Do what you got to do.
Hot tea.
And we'll see you next week.
There you go.
Hot tea for the low tea. All right, Brian. Well, that was a
long rabbit hole, but so worth it.
Yeah, they have a whole section on drag queens. You want a drag queen? You can do that.
There are a lot of drag queens on there with some great names.
Mm-hmm.
I love drag queen names.
Mm-hmm. There's another one here. Oh, Justin should get on here for politics. But there's like a hunt, camp, and fish section with 11 people. So if you really want to know who Cliff Crotchet is, he's a professional fisherman. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody out there knows who Cliff Crotchet is.
Yeah. All right, that's good stuff. We will now end the program. Tomorrow we'll have more because Wendy will be here. We're going to get her back on.
Right. And Gidget with our 80s sci-fi movie quiz too.
Yeah, tomorrow will be some trivial things.
So
we'll do that tomorrow. That'll happen before we do anything else with Wendy. Then we'll have Wendy, and then we'll have a weekend, and we'll have TMSPM, and we'll have the whole rest of the week. It's all good. That's what happens from Wednesday on. Everything goes good from here. Anyway, if you'd like to help our show, there's a great way to support us at patreon.com/TMS. And if you're looking for our email addresses, old episodes, the link to the old RSS feed with all the ancient episodes, you can find all of that at frogpants.com/TMS. We will now leave you with a song that Brian has prepared.
Ooh, I can't wait. Oh, I'm going to actually pick it. Felix wrote in, says, hearing the cover of Popeye a couple of months ago reminded me about that album, the Saturday Morning's Greatest Hits album, and the cover Sublime did of the theme. My wife and I are big fans of those old cartoons, and we even named our first kitten Fooey, since he used to try and attack us but would miss all the time. Please play Hong Kong Fooey by Sublime when you've got an open day. It would be nice to reminisce about the little guy. Aw, that's a great name for a cat, Fooey.
Yeah, Fooey the cat. I like it.
Love it. Yes, as I mentioned, this is from that Saturday Morning's Greatest Hits cover album. Such great stuff on there. Covered here by Sublime with a B, not Sublime. Sublime. Here is the theme to Hong Kong Fooey.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
We heard you.
Oh, good.
We did. We heard you loud and clear.
Tom Merritt's